Hey, it's Uncommon Fossil. I'm today presenting a free-to-build trainer trial Singleton deck. I wasn't sure that I wanted to do that. A free-to-build one. Trainer trial Singleton, definitely in on that. But a free-to-build, meaning I'm just using cards from the starter decks, because you're very limited, so putting together Singleton decks is very tough. But I got my daily quest, complete 2 matches in trainer trials without conceding. Now, I could re-roll. You can click this little icon here, the little circular arrow, and re-roll it, but I figure, hey, I'll go ahead and do that. So, by the way, the in-game economy, the key to the in-game economy as a budget player is complete your daily quest, finish the battle pass. That's the foundation of it all, and you'll be fine. I'll have some other videos that talk about ways to kind of help you out as well, but that's the foundation. So don't ignore these daily quests. And now we have 3 of them. Like, I have to play Enzora EX. That's fine. They gave us a free deck with that, so I'll give that a go and play it again stuff. So just make sure you finish the daily challenges each day. So do a, quote, brief overview, although it's all single cards. So outside of the basic energies, which I have 14, that means I got, what, 46 unique cards. So you got to kind of figure what energy types you're going to go with. I'm going with Psychic and Fire, 8 Psychic, 6 Fire. I could have a little less fire and stuff, but I kind of was also running out of cards to put in, like, because the big problem is the trainers aren't as, there's some good trainers I like Professor's Research, which you probably have. I think I like, but it's not in the starter decks, I don't believe, so it's not in this deck. So anyway, getting it. So what have I done? I've gone with a Stage 2 deck just because there's really good Stage 2 attackers. Primarily, what, Charizard EX, super awesome card there, and Dragapult EX as well, very good. Hence, they Fire and Psychic 2 types. And also, Charizard, besides a nice attack, accelerates energy, so that's really good for the deck. And Dragapult, of course, hits the active, spreads damage counters on the bench, super great there. And then Drakloak gives a bit of an engine, because that's part of it too. You need engine pieces, so the Stage 1 for Dragapult is good as well. Obviously, once you evolve to Dragapult to attack with, so you're going to want to hold off evolving to Dragapult until you need it to attack with, right? Other attacking options are limited playing. Also, a Pidgeot EX line, really good the quick search, but I imagine I will be attacking with this as well. Some 120 for 2 energies, not terrible. And then I'm also playing Blaziken because I need something with the fire energy. I don't know if I love this, but 2 things. It's a Stage 2, once again, so kind of fits that theme there. It's got an attack for 2 energy, does 200. You can't attack the following turn, so that's not great. Retreat cost is 2, that's not great either. But it does, but again, it's an attacking option that uses the energies I have in the deck. And also, it does have the ability Seething Spirit. Once during your turn, you can attach a basic energy card for your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, so energy acceleration is always good. So speaking of energy acceleration, we need engine cards, and so playing a 1/1 Xatu, because there are some engine pieces in these decks, so for Pokemon. We could attack with it. Hopefully I don't have to, but Stage 1, Clairvoyant Sensibility, you can attach a basic Psychic Energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon, so energy acceleration again. And if you do it, you draw 2 cards. So Accelerate Energy, draw 2 cards, super nice there. Hopefully, obviously you got to get the Xatu in play and the Psychic Energy in play. That's the downside to it, because I have played it a decent amount. Playing a 1/1 to Dunsparce line, because this is really good. It gives you a pivot with the basic. And even with the Stage 1, even though the retreat costs 3, when you use the ability, it shuffles back in your deck. You draw 3 cards, so really good there. What else do I have here? Playing a Cleffa gives free retreat. If I start the game, especially going second, Grasping Draw, no energy, draws 7 cards in hand, so that's useful there. Mew can attack with it. You can draw some cards with the Restart ability if you have less than 3 cards in hand. Genome hacking is a good attack as well, so it gives some pivot, a little bit of draw, a little bit of attacking option. So a Genome attacking a copy is an attack of your opponent's active Pokemon, by the way. Fezandipiti EX, got to play that. So basically every deck's going to play that. Can attack with it, obviously, but flip the script ability, draw 3 cards if your Pokemon was knocked out last turn. And then Squawkabilly EX, this is like the last card I've added. I'm not sure if I love this. You can only use the ability Squawking Seas on your first turn, either first, if you go first or second, either way. Discard your hand, draw 6 cards, so good to set up. Setting up is always going to be key, because these decks are going to be less consistent. Even any Singleton deck is less consistent, first off, and this one built only from the starter decks is going to be even more less consistent, or even less consistent, right? And this hack is That's not great, but Motivate, it does 20. That's not great. But then you do attach 2 basic energies for your Dragapult when you match Pokemon. So Energy Acceleration is good. So I imagine I'll attack with it sometimes. Hopefully not, though. And obviously, so we'll see. So those are the Pokemon I have. So obviously, keep into 2 energy types. 2 energy types is good because I can play Crispin. So running through the trainers relatively quickly. There's 26, obviously all unique. Arven, really good there. Artisan, it's a stage 2 deck, so I need to get these basic Pokemon down as quickly as I can. So Artisan's good there. Terra Orb gets me like Dragapult or Charizard EX, so good there. Again, drawing Pokemon, getting your card Pokemon is really important. Counter Catcher, good card. Earthen Vessel, Energy Search, good there. Switch, Ultra Ball, awesome card. Of course, Crispin, that's the nice thing with having multiple energy types. You definitely want to play Crispin in these decks if you can. Buddy-Buddy Poffin, Defiance Band. I need a couple tools that could be useful, partly because Arven just need to fill out the deck some. I don't necessarily love Defiance Band, but it can be useful, right? So does 30 more damage if you're behind on prizes, and that does help for sure. Super Rod, TM Evolution, right? Super good tool card there, just helping set things up. Iono, Boss's Orders, Nest Ball, Palpat. I don't know if the deck needs this or not. Obviously, it's one of each card. You put 2 supporters from your discard pile into your deck, up 2, so you can do 1 or 2. So recovering Boss or something is good for sure. Playing Prime Catcher. Is that what I want? I guess so. I've been, I could switch the Ace spec around. Prime Catcher is just really good, right? So with Gusting, so I'm going to keep that in the deck. Oh, wait, I was going to do Grand Tree, wasn't I? So, let me put in Grand Tree. Sorry, I messed up. Because Grand Tree is really good for setting up, so I got to cut Prime Catcher. Those are my main. You could do either of those, I would think. Where was I? Just running through things. I did energy retrieval. I don't think I did that. Mention that. So 2 basic energies for the discard pile into your hand. Good there. Colorless Tenacity is okay. Search for a Stadium and an energy. Obviously, getting the Grand Tree, which I just mentioned, is good, and that helps search for that and have energy as well. With Grand Tree, you take a basic Pokemon and play. You search your deck for a stage 1. It's also basic, put it onto it, and if you did that, then you search for a stage 2. So you go for your basic, not the turn the basic was played, but the second turn in play. You have your Charizard down, your Charmander, evolve to Charmeleon, and evolve to Charizard immediately. Although then I don't believe you get to use the Energy Acceleration ability, so want to do that more with Pidgeot EX or Dragapult EX, right? So anyway, just helping things set up, because that's going to be a concern. If it doesn't work, Prime Catcher could be better, I'll say that. Night Stretcher, Surfer, gives you switch and draw to 5 cards in hand, so switching is limited in these decks, and again, it's an okay supporter. Big Air Balloons, it's a stage 2 deck playing this. It gives my stage 2 Pokemon no retreat cost. Cyphermatic's Code Breaking, put 2 cards you choose on top of your deck in the order you want, so just helping things set up. Certainly like with the Drakloak, I look at the top 2, put 1 in hand, so I can guarantee the card I get. Of course, I've used my supporter for turn. Rescue Board gives reduces the retreat cost. I'm not sure how great that'll be. Rare Candy, got to play that in a stage 2 deck. And then Bianca's Devotion. Heal all damage from your Pokemon that has 30 HP or less remaining. Can be super awesome, of course. It's situational. Hopefully I get it when I need it. I do have Pidgeot EX, so if that's set up, there's a good chance I will get it. And so that's the list. And let's go take a look at how the deck actually performs in the trainer trials. All right, see how things go. It didn't take too long to pair and to find a match. I will choose heads here. I will go first if I get the choice. And I do. If it was a deck that had like 4 Artisan and like 2 TM Evolutions, I would go second, right? Like that's how you want to go with that deck. But since there's a good chance I don't. Now, if I went second with Arven, then I could have set myself up as long as it's not prized. So I will send, I have a choice. All right, that's my mulligan. Lightning, okay. I'll send up the Dunsparce. He has free retreat, so that's good there. I'm not loving this at all, I gotta say. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Iron Thorns, okay, not great, but not great for me. It's a good card. I will just... I'll end turn. I could retreat, but look, my opponent I don't think can attack with Iron Thorns this turn. That's gonna be tough, right? Now my attackers need 2 energies. There's also the is it Sparkling Crystal, the A-Spec that reduces the attack cost for Terra Pokemon by 1 energy. That could work in this deck as well. Oh, that's okay. So is it a Future Box deck? Okay. Excuse me there. So a lot of respect for that. So Miraidon potentially could knock me out. Amaris. Okay. That's so. Well, they need to retreat. They have the ditching Boss, so they must have good cards in hand because Boss is obviously a great card. You don't want to get rid of that. So we'll see what happens. If my active gets knocked out, I'm in a lot of trouble. Otherwise, I do have the Dunsparce in hand, so that's not terrible. But all right, got the win, but when I conceded. Now, one thing I'll say is you'll get a lot of concessions. I needed to complete 2 games without conceding, right? That was the one challenge. So I just finished one of those, got the W as well. So pleased about that, and we'll jump into game number 2. All right, see how things go here. My opponent conceded very early, right? They went second, and they conceded on their first turn. I wasn't in terrible shape, but I wasn't in great shape either. I would say don't concede too early unless your opponent's set up. And I was clearly not set up. I'm going first. This is not bad. I'll send up the Dunsparce. I would like to have an attacker. I like to get one of my attackers down because they have to evolve with this deck I've gone with. But don't concede too quickly is what so Chi-Yu is a good card too. That's a Millen card. Okay, so I was getting things a little mixed up. So I'll drop him down in Fezandipiti, and I'll just end turn. I think I could retreat, but I think if my active Pokemon gets knocked out, I do activate Fezandipiti, right? So which is good because I have Crispin. I need to get something to attack with as soon as possible. That's what needs to happen. So they got Fan Rotom down and Eevee, so Evolutions, Charmander. So okay. So they got the Pidgey, which I guess they must have the Pidgeot or whatever in hand. I hope they haven't attached it yet. So they milled 2, which is annoying. It's very annoying here. So this whole thing's not very good. So getting milled, I'm not liking that. I gotta say, I'm not liking this mill strategy for me because it's gonna make life tough. So I guess I start powering up the Mew and. Let me just... What's his other attack do? So Chi-Yu powers up my bench, too, so that's not bad. So I'm gonna attach to Mew, right? That's what Mew EX. Because I can start milling or damaging. I just need another energy. I do have the PAL pad, and I'll just end turn there. I could have given him a poke with Dunsparce, but that's not good. I need to get another energy on the Mew EX. And then I can actually start milling them. Probably just want to start attacking them, though, I would think. The Fezandipiti EX is... okay, so... Yeah, it's annoying there. So, it's a good play for... Okay, they're not going to... Okay, so now the good news is I now draw 3 cards with Fezandipiti. If I draw an energy, I can attack. Mew EX goes in the active because he has free retreat. And, yeah, kind of liking this spot here. So, well, I'm not sure if I'm liking it, but it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. That's kind of what I feel about it. All right, so draw 3 cards. I need... Well, that's not what I needed at all. So I can Surfer here. Well, this is terrible. This is kind of terrible. I could switch into the active. Is that what I do? I don't actually draw any cards, though. It does protect my Mew EX. So I'm going to swing into the active here. Maybe I should... yeah, it's okay. Maybe I should have sent up the Dunsparce because he has free retreat. I'd rather get the Duns, you know, if I draw the Dunsparce, that's me 3 cards. I like that a lot. So my concern is they start, okay, they knocked me out, which is actually what I prefer here. If they started milling me again, that wouldn't have been great. But I want the Natu knocked out. I'd rather keep the Dunsparce, is my thought. So they're setting up pretty well with these energies. They're getting their Mew EX powered up too, and such. So we'll see what happens. I really need... Anyway, I have another Fezandipiti I can utilize, so that's... I can attack this turn. So that's good. Excuse the little burp. Wow, okay, just not getting anything to set up. So I'll retreat here. I will... So wait, what's does he do? Search your deck for a fire. I don't know if I'm going to have enough fire energies, though. But we'll see what happens here. Okay, so I think I want to start attacking, right? It's not terrible, I guess. I don't really want to attack with... I'm just going to do Fezandipiti. Okay. Because you know, if I had something else, but the Dunsparce doesn't do much damage, and even the Dunsparce doesn't do much damage, so I do knock him out next turn. So you know, now I put a little pressure on. Explorer Guidance isn't a bad card either. There's a lot. Look, I'm like, oh, as I see some of these cards, I'm like, oh, why didn't I play that card in the deck? But the answer is they weren't in the starter deck, so it didn't happen. Right? So I don't think was Explorer's Guidance. It wasn't in the Raging Bolt deck, was it? Let me just take a look at that here. I don't, because that one does have value. All right, they got Charizard. Anyway, I'm gonna well, anyway, my challenge is not to concede, so I'm pretty much lost the game now because they're gonna because they one-shot me. My HP is only 180, and I'm weak to them as well. So they got set up. They got evolved into Charizard. He's powered up. I can't do anything really. So I think I might just concede after this. I'll see what I draw, I guess. But I can't win. I cannot. I don't see any way that I don't just lose this game. So, you know, I'm just going to concede. And yeah, I mean, I just didn't get things going. My opponent did. They took a while to get going, but you know, they got set up eventually, and it just too much for me to handle with the way I set up. You know, it just took me too long to get set. All right, I did concede the second game with this deck. I gave it a bunch of turns. I just didn't get going. My opponent eventually got going. You know, they didn't get going right away, but anyhow, but they got set up too well for me eventually. By the time I kind of was semi set up, they ended up being in a really strong position. They had a Charizard EX set up, and I was giving them little pokes, and they knocked out my only guy powered up that could attack. So all right, so Cleffa. Okay, this could be a quick game here. Cleffa is, because I'm you know, right, this may be a very quick game, which could be good for the challenge for not conceding, but right, if they can, they don't need to do a ton of... All right, so now I've taken the donk out of play, so that's good. I want the... Let me just take a look for stage, and I guess I'll drop down the Dreepy, because his evolution is a right, and I do have the Charizard in hand. Okay, so just do those two guys there. Attach there. Okay, so the good news is if my Cleffa gets knocked out, I don't lose, right? I was gonna potentially get donked. I don't know if they could have done it, but okay, so they might not be attacking this turn. Okay, so what's the supporter do here? So Charizard, Dreepy, okay. Draw 2, okay. It's a weird, okay, so they're not attacking this turn, which is fine with me. Do I give them Artisan? Artisan's gonna help them too, but I need to thin, I wanna draw more cards, and I do need to set up here, so, right? So, I guess I'll drop down Pidgey. Although the Pidgeotto is prized, it's looking like, right? So Natu, let's see. Whoops. So that's not good. Right. guess I will snag... I'll snag the Dunsparce, and I will attach to... I'll attach to the Dreepy, I guess. And I draw a couple cards, draw 3 cards, so it's not terrible. I did help out my opponent by benching Blood Artisan, because they're going to use that, right? I'm going to be shocked if they don't use it, right? Because they're an evolution deck as well. I have Natu, that's not bad, and probably want to bench him, I think. And maybe use Artisan as well. If I fill up my bench, I can't play Fezandipiti, but I can't use them until I'm knocked out, so are they just going to give me a poke here of 10? I'm not sure. All right, they can't knock me out here, so see what happens. Yeah, I don't know with this matchup that I can afford to drop down Grand Tree. I've already helped them out with Artisan, right? Grand Tree is going to help them. Unless I'm in position where I get set up first, I don't want to do that, right? So, okay. I gust up the Growlithe though, because his retreat cost is high. All right, let's see what I got here. Do I want Torchic? Wait. So maybe I don't have. Well, I could, right? So what do I want to do here? So do I want to get? You know what? I'll drop down Torchic. And I'm gonna evolve into... I do want a Gust here. I will say that too. And I will get rid of this. And do I keep the Natu? I'll ditch the Rod. That could end up being a big mistake. I could get the... No, the smarter play is to grab the Drakloak, because now I could... Because he draws me 2 cards. He gets me a card every turn, right? Which is actually good. I probably do want a Gust here. Let's see what I draw. What I get off Drakloak first. Mew... Getting an Energy is good too, right? Energy is good, so I can attach that. Drakloak. So starting to get things going here, right? Setting up slowly. Oh, I do want a Gust, right? Which also thins my hand, reduces my hand size, draws me... So now I draw 4 cards this turn. Could use Night Stretcher gets me a card in hand. All right, so Squawkabilly. Team Evolution's actually very good, so I might use that. I have to attach the energy to do that, but Team Evolution, evolving first is good, right? So this is okay. So TM Evolution, Flutter Mane, which means as long as it's in the active spot, my active Pokemon has no abilities, but that's okay. As long as it means I can use abilities that are on the bench. So I don't. Let me see what I get here. I don't think I want to Iono at this point. That's an interesting one. I don't... Okay. I don't think I want Bianca's anytime soon, so I'm going to attach the Psychic Energy, because I need a Fire Energy for the Charizard, right? And do I want to evolve... I think I want to evolve in the Dragapult. I like the engine piece. I do, but, right? So let me just do this. And I want you evolved, and I want... Yes. I want to get my big gun set. That's what I want to do. Get my attackers set. Whoop. Okay, so done. Okay, so and I've got the stage 1 and stage 2 enhance, so super great there. And wait, what happened? It didn't. Did I not? The clicking got weird, and did I not? So I didn't evolve the Dragapult, which I wanted to do. I guess I didn't select the Drakloak. So man, the visual was weird. I couldn't tell what I had selected, I gotta say. So maybe it was clear to you, but I got confused, and that's really bad for me because I really wanted, because I should have evolved to Dragapult, and if not, I should have evolved into the Dunsparce for drawing cards, but instead I did neither. So that's a big fail there. So we'll see what happens here. And I got the concession. I made a big mistake on my turn, but I was set up okay though. So that was two similar decks, right? Very similar decks. Two people like scuffing to get by. If I had the fact though I didn't have a stage 2 in play yet, right? Because of that mistake was a big deal. But anyway, so got the win, super awesome there. And let's take a look. I did finish the challenge, so I will collect that. So that's super great there. So I will just share a few thoughts about the deck here as I wrap things up. So sorry about the noise outside, by the way. I don't know if that picked up, but weather's good. People are out driving some hot rods. So, it is what it is. So stage 2s, it's okay. Obviously, you're giving up consistency. It's just going to struggle to get going. Do I love the Blaziken in the deck? Not necessarily, but hey, it's one of the things I have, right? Like the Cleffa, do I love the Cleffa? Do I love the Mew? Hey, I rode Cleffa pretty hard that last game, right? And I used Mew in the first game. Energy count, I could cut back the energy some. The Xatu engine, with all the bench space, I don't know if I really want to play the Xatu down, but, I do need some cards, so I don't know what I'd put instead of the deck. Instead, I would put Professor's Research in the deck for sure if you have that. That's what I'd say. The one thing. What do I cut for that? Maybe Bianca's Devotion. That might have been the last card I added. So that's the one. Yeah, just so add Professor's Research if you have it. You do right now because it's in, I believe, the Battle Pass deck. But you probably have Research. If not, you're going to get it soon. So put that in the deck. It'll be a little bit better. But it's an okay deck, which honestly, considering I had a very small set of cards to work with, that's really the best I could hope for. The biggest thing, as you get more cards, particularly as you get more trainers, you're gonna take a look at what you have and put them in your deck, right? Just try to make the deck a little bit better, because there are some trainers out there you're going to want to get in the deck, cards like Great Ball and stuff, just to make these decks a little bit better, I think. So, but anyway, can do it. For sure, you can build a deck, Singleton deck, from just the starter decks, and not just you can build a deck you can play, but it's a deck that's okay, I think. So anyway, take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.